You wake up on a cold wooden floor. The house smells of dampness, wet straw, and old smoke. You are 6 years old. Your father is already outside. You step outside barefoot. The ground is freezing. Your father doesn't even look at you. Your fingers tremble from the cold. You move too slowly. A bamboo stick strikes your shoulder with a burning crack. Every morning is the same. Cold, hunger, shouting, training. At 8 years old, you witness an execution for the first time. A peasant has been tied beside the road for stealing rice. People walk past in silence. Flies cover his face. By the age of 12, your hands are covered in calluses. You can already cut through tatami mats with a single strike. You know how to bow, how to stay silent. You are 15. A foggy morning. Servants rush through the courtyard. The stables roar with noise. Men put on armor. For the first time, you wear a real kabuto helmet. Then you hear the first gunshot. The roar of the rifle tears through the air. A horse ahead collapses with its rider, screaming, smoke, panic. Everything happens too fast. You cut down a man near the river for the first time. The blade does not slide in easily. Bone gets in the way. Warm blood splashes across your face. Your daimyo has lost. That night, the remains of the army flee through the forest. Your father has been wounded in the stomach. He can barely stay on his horse. By the campfire, he stays silent for a long time. Then he pulls out a dagger. I will not become a prisoner. You understand before he finishes the sentence. After your lord's death, you become ronin, samurai without a master. Now your family name means nothing. You begin wandering the roads of Japan. It rains constantly. Straw sandals tear your feet open. At roadside inns, people greet you cautiously. A ronin is a dangerous man. You sleep in barns, sometimes in temples, sometimes beneath bridges. You see more and more men like yourself. Former samurai become bandits. One night, 3 ronin try to rob a merchant beside the road. You interfere, not out of honor. You need money too. Afterward, you sit beside the corpse of a young ronin. He is almost still a boy. Inside his pocket are dried rice and a small wooden Buddha figure. You begin working as a bodyguard for merchants, sometimes guarding caravans, sometimes collecting debts. The merchants grow richer, the samurai grow poorer. One winter, you nearly die from fever in a cheap inn. Thin walls shake in the wind. Nearby, someone coughs blood through the entire night. You have no money for a doctor. You lie beneath a filthy blanket and think about the home that no longer exists. When the fever finally breaks, you look like an old man even though you are barely past 30. Scars cover your body. Your teeth begin to rot. Your right hand barely bends after an old wound, but you still hold a sword tightly. Another ronin must be killed. Just another job. You once had a master too? He asks. You stay silent. He nods. Then you already understand. We died many years ago. You fight beneath the rain. No shouting, no hatred. Just 2 exhausted men standing in the mud. You win. The old man drops to his knees. You begin drinking. The sake is cheap and sour. It burns your stomach, but helps you sleep without nightmares. Sometimes at night, you dream of your father again. In spring, famine reaches a village. Peasants steal grain from a local official. He hires men to punish them. You are one of them. When you arrive, the village is already nearly dead. You are ordered to execute the thief. It turns out to be a 14-year-old boy. He is too thin to stand properly. You look into his eyes, and for the first time in many years, you cannot raise your sword. That night, you leave the camp and never return. Now you are only an old man with a sword. No master, no home, no purpose. Your final years pass on the roads. You repair temple roofs for food. Sometimes you teach boys how to hold wooden swords. Sometimes you starve for days. People believe less and less that you were ever a real samurai. Legends speak of honor, of glorious duels, of fame, but your hands remember only cold, blood, and mud. One winter you collapse beside a mountain road. Snow slowly covers your clothes. Your fingers no longer move. There's nobody nearby. Only the wind howling through the trees. Then you close your eyes. In spring, peasants find your body beside the rocks. Your sword is rusted. Your clothes have nearly rotted away. Nobody knows your name. They bury you in an unmarked grave beside the road. A few years later, even the mound disappears beneath the grass. That is how the life of a ronin ends. Not with a great battle, not as a legend, but with a slow disappearance. You lived for around 43 years, and the honor you were taught to die for. You killed men for orders, money, and survival. And in the end, you were left alone. You wanted to preserve your honor. But hunger is always stronger than beautiful words. In the world of the samurai, freedom only sounded beautiful to those who still had a master.